Okay, so today we are going to start a very important paper in Indian polity, a very important part in it, that is features of fundamental rights. Okay, so in many books you will get about fundamental rights. So you'll get about fundamental rights, but a major thing which is missing in most of the books or notes you will find it is about the features of fundamental rights. What are the features of our fundamental rights? So often we think that we only have features of our Indian constitution, but we also have the features of our fundamental rights. So today we will see what are the features of our fundamental rights. Now first the origin. So fundamental rights, it is in part 3 of our Indian constitution. So our Indian constitution has been divided into various parts, and part 3 of the Indian constitution tells us about the fundamental rights. Okay, so fundamental rights are a list of, it is an elaborative list of rights that the constitution has given to the Indian citizens. And these rights, or this concept of fundamental rights, we had borrowed it from the Constitution of USA originally. It also some of it are also, the inspiration is taken from the England's Bill of Rights and also France's Declaration of the Rights of Man. Okay, so that was how our fundamental rights concept came to our in the Indian constitution. So in total, we have 6 fundamental rights in our Indian constitution. So originally there were 7 fundamental rights. Okay, so as you can see here, right to equality, Article 14 to 18, right to freedom, Article 19 to 22. So there is an addition in right to freedom, that is Article 21A, which speaks about the Right to Education Act. Then right against exploitation, Article 23 and 24. Right to freedom of religion, those are in Articles 25 to 28. Cultural and educational rights, Article 29 and 30. Right to constitutional remedies, Article 32. So if you see here, between 32 and between 30 and 32, so between 30 and 32 there is a gap. So there was an article called article number 31. So actually it had the right to property, but this article 31, right to property, it was deleted from our constitution. Okay, so now we have 6 fundamental rights in our constitution. So next we go to the features of fundamental rights. So elaborative list of, it is an elaborative list of rights. Okay, so you will find that in our Indian constitution, the Bill of Rights contains an exhaustive list of fundamental rights in a detailed and comprehensive manner, Okay, all the rights, what are the different clauses, everything is written in a very descriptive manner. Okay, so it is a very detailed list. So as I have told you, it is in Article 14 to Article 32 contains our fundamental rights. Next is fundamental rights are not absolute. Okay, so fundamental rights are not absolute. It means it is not that they are unrestricted. There is restrictions in our fundamental rights as well. Okay, so while describing the nature and content of each right, the Constitution also describes its limitation. The Parliament has also been empowered to impose by law reasonable restrictions, not any just restriction, but reasonable. There should be some valid reason behind that restriction. However, the Supreme Court of India has the power to examine the validity of the restriction imposed. Okay, thus the Constitution strikes a balance between individual liberty and social security. Next we have special rights and protection of minorities. So our Indian Bill of Rights or fundamental rights, it also guarantees some special rights to the minorities. So under Article 29 and 30, you will find under our cultural and educational rights, the minorities also have been given their due rights. Okay, minorities, that means those who are lesser in number in India, they have also been given their due privileges, their due rights by the Indian Constitution. Okay, the Constitution has abolished untouchability, okay, and granted special protection to women and children. So next we have negative and positive rights. Now, fundamental rights are both negative in nature as well as they are positive in nature. Okay, negative in nature means sometimes it forbids or it stops us or stops the government from doing certain things. Okay, and sometimes it allows us or it sometimes asks us to do certain things. So when they forbid us, stop us from doing certain things, they are negative in nature. And when they allow us to do certain things, they are positive in nature. So here I have given you an example, Article 15. Okay, Article 15, it prevents the state from making any kind of discrimination. So no kind of discrimination can be made with anyone on the basis of their race, sex, color, okay, community. So this is forbidding us from discriminating. So here we can see the negative nature. On the other hand, you will find there are certain positive nature of fundamental rights as well, like Article 19. Okay, it confers the freedom of speech and expression. Okay, freedom of speech and expression, we can express our views, opinions, so it is allowing us. So this is positive in nature. Or we can take some other examples like cultural and educational rights. We are given the right by the Constitution to enjoy our rights, to preach whatever religion we want to, okay, to propagate our religion. So it is allowing us to enjoy our freedom. So that is again positive in nature. Then fundamental rights are justifiable. That means fundamental rights, if they were only given and there was no protection over them, then maybe fundamental rights would not have been that much what we can say, that much important, or it might not have been given that much of due attention. Now why they have been given due attention? Because there is a protective layer over our fundamental rights. That is, if anybody violates our fundamental right, then we can approach the courts of law. Okay, so this has been given under Article 32. Okay, so when we will be doing the fundamental rights in details, there you will find that under Article 32, a number of writs, okay, a number of writs have been given to the Indian citizens. Okay, so writs are certain kind of orders that the Constitution, the court gives the citizens if our fundamental rights are violated. So WRITS, I guess it is visible. So writs are given by the courts, by the High Court and the Supreme Court, by which they protect our fundamental rights. Then lastly, amendment of fundamental rights. So fundamental rights, again, they are not absolute, they are changeable. So there was a long battle. Okay, we had a long battle whether fundamental rights can be amended or not. So it can be found in the famous Keshavananda Bharati case. So ultimately the court had held the view that fundamental rights are also amendable. That means they can be changed. Okay, but there are again certain restrictions upon how they can be changed, and the procedure, it is given in Article 368 of our Indian Constitution. It prescribes the procedure how we can change our fundamental rights. Okay, it is not a very easy procedure, and so that it is not an easy procedure, so that unreasonably nobody comes and changes or amends our Constitution. Okay, and while amending our Constitution, it must be ensured that the basic structure, that is the basic identity of our Constitution, the basic philosophies upon which our Constitution stands, okay, they are not affected. So keeping those in view, our Constitution can be amended. Okay, and also our fundamental rights can be amended. So here we got a elaborative list of the various features of our fundamental rights. Okay, one more thing is there. This is right to education of children. So that is right to education of children. So I have told you in the beginning that this is a new edition. Okay, so by the 86th amendment, a new article was added to right to freedom, that was article 21A, which was inserted and which grants to the children between the age group 6 to 14 the fundamental right to education. It contains provision for free and compulsory education to the children of this respective age group. Okay, so as you can see, we had done today a very elaborative list of our fundamental rights, the features of our fundamental rights. So these were the different features that we had done. So with this I wind up. Thank you.